guys in the dark.
The Walmart employee website is encouraging to refute your stories, asking us to do their PR for them and tell the stories of the real Walmart. The only problem is that the stories in your article are the real Walmart. The saddest thing is that many of us won't even disagree with the site because we're all afraid to just get fired. I've been with the company for 4 years now. For the first 2, I've kept a pretty good attitude, despite my divorce, deteriorating conditions at work, and actually ending up homeless. Do you think that they cared at all? The stores cut hours. I went from 28 hours a week to 7 hours a week, and 14 if I was lucky at that. One of the disabled ladies that worked as a door greeter lost their house that they had owned for 30 years, just a year short of paying off her mortgage, because her hours were cut, and she couldn't even eat. Our manager said that she wanted to apologize for the cut hours, and didn't want anyone going without food or the necessities, so to let her know if there were any problems. I hadn't eaten in 2 days, and I asked for help, crying in her office. She told me that she would get me a $50 gift card by the end of the day. I went to go find her at the end of my shift. She had already left. When I asked about it the very next day, she thought that she had given it to a shift manager to give to me, and she'd have to get on to that manager for not getting it to me in time. Do you think that I've ever gotten that card? No. I know that I've seen comments of people who are better off and sitting in their cozy houses with their nice cars, and their biggest monetary concern being funding for their next trip to Disney, or even getting courtside seats. How dare evil Walmart force people to apply and work there, or even get an education, and you won't have to work there. Well, guess what? I am very educated. I have a BA in education. But since the education system is going the way of the dodo, it's impossible to even get a job. I try to work 2 jobs to try to support my husband and I also am in school, trying to get another degree so that I can afford to find a job somewhere other than Walmart. I have to say that it is easy for you, as a customer, to look at our weary, broken faces and see that we've even given up. It's so easy to lose your temper because this item is not in stock, and there's never anyone in the department, and the store is plain dirty. It may be even easy to scream for a manager because one of the employees just walked right past you without even helping you. When you've been dealing with being kicked by little kids, yelled at by other customers, and having to work far outside their job description and capabilities for the last 4 hours or even more, they just really needed to go to the bathroom. It would also be easy to look at one of the cashiers and just say thank you, or I'm even sorry. It would be easy to realize that we are just human beings working one of the most stressful jobs with absolutely no support whatsoever, and maybe even have some compassion. We don't want to be where we are. We all start out happy and cheerful and even helpful, and then Walmart kills our souls. It breaks our spirits and grinds us down. Walmart is where the poor go to work until they die. I worked at Walmart for 2 summers and breaks during college. The experience pretty much killed any interest that I have working in a corporate, for-profit setting. I currently work for a small non-profit organization. My worst concerns are the plights of an older gentleman who worked in the back. He worked in the back unloading trucks for a number of years before hurting his knee on the job. He ended up getting surgery. The surgery recommended that he receive physical therapy as well. The insurance Walmart had provided would only approve therapy at one facility, and the facility was overworked to the point that they would only treat him to a very specific schedule. Management absolutely refused to accommodate any of his work schedule for the sake of his therapy schedule. They ended up putting a chair by the garden center door. The dude was still using crutches, by the way, and making him work 8-hour shifts as a greeter. So not only did they refuse to cooperate with his store-sponsored health insurance, they also found some menial way to keep him working instead of rehabilitating his knee. I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way to fire him since then, and he assuredly does not have the means to hire a lawyer and challenge their labor practices whatsoever. So I can say, for any high school or college students who can tolerate stupidity and rely on low wages, Walmart isn't the worst place to work, but they are among the lucky few who get to view it as stopgap instead of a foundation. So if you do end up working there, Please, quickly try to find another job. I worked at Walmart for about 2 years, right out of high school. My first department was the pet store, where I received absolutely no training whatsoever. The only animals in the department were fish, but I had to learn about it, and that I can't sell fish with or without putting more fish in with the fish that have itch, from a book that we sold on fish care and all the customers. My manager and the guy working with me never bothered to tell me any of this, and I was often left alone. So many fish came through and died in that store. Whenever I do pass by the fish at Walmart that I live at now, I just feel awful for them. I knew nothing about fish care, and I made that clear when they even gave me that job. I didn't know that you couldn't just toss a new fish into the bowl. I wasn't told that it would get shock and die, and that you have to put the bag that the fish comes in into the water to slowly change the temperature, but never dump that water into the new water when you're done. You know, the fear of unions can be crazy, as there have been stated in the past stories. I've once talked about a family reunion I had attended, and one manager had went into full sprint up to me and demanded to know why I had said the word union. When I told her I said reunion, not union, she didn't believe me and decided to tear me down there on the sales floor. Lucky for a few other employees that I was talking to, they had stood up for me and told her that she had heard wrong. I've worked at a ton of retail. Anywhere that you work, you will find favoritism, but I never saw it worse than at Walmart. One of the store managers was in a not-so-secret relationship with a guy who worked in the electronics with us. The thing is, if you didn't know that he worked in electronics, nobody would blame you. He'd get to work, and they would just go to the smoke room for the entire day. They would often take a company vehicle to the store's off-site storage facility and not come back all day long. They did this even after we had a big store meeting about losing the storage facility, which resulted in our back room taking in all of the stock. The manager had his own problems, for sure, as he was absolutely lying to his wife and children about his barely legal gay lover, but we had to pay the price. There was always one person short in the department. During my 2 years, I saw people break down, freak out, steal, lie, cheat, and so many mad workers who had no other option but to keep going. People had to work there and help to build the store, especially when it came to being put down to part-time and losing all of their benefits. The angriest customers and the more baffling of all the idiots. I watched a woman vomit right in front of the video game cases, look at all of us, shrug, and then walk off, and come back 20 minutes later to see if anyone had cleaned it up, and then she would laugh at it. Now I have worked for Walmart for over 15 years. It has not always been easy, I'll tell you that. I started as an hourly associate in produce, earning a decent wage. I made a commitment to myself and the supervisors that I would always be available to the hours that they needed, and that they would depend on me to report to work on time. You see, I come to Walmart looking for a job, and it had been my choice to stay here ever since. As I stated above, it definitely has not been that easy, and there have been numerous changes within the company structure with policies, procedures, personnel, and how we operate on a daily basis. This change has kept us current, and has been necessary for us to maintain our competitive edge. Throughout all of this, I have remained steadfast to my commitment to Walmart. Now, anyone that says retail is easy hasn't really invested a lot of time in retail. I believe a lot of the negative publicity that Walmart gets comes from those that have thought that retail was easy, or from those that may have failed themselves and looked for someone else to blame. That someone is being Walmart. If you cannot perform a job that is asked of you, and you cannot come to work as scheduled, why should any company, not even just Walmart, invest time in you? Anyways, a week after I had joined Walmart, my first child was born. Would you believe that Walmart gave me a week off, without pay of course, and they didn't hold it against me when I returned? You see, Walmart cares about their associates, their families more than any other company that I have ever known. That will be hard to prove to the haters. But I'm not trying to prove anything, or persuade anyone to believe me. I'm just stating a fact that can be supported by the success and stability of our great company, and by the associates that have chosen to work here. After produce, I worked my way around the store, running various departments as an hourly supervisor. I continued to share my knowledge and learn from those around me. Eventually, I moved up to assistant manager. After several years of running multiple areas as an assistant manager, I was promoted to a shift manager, reporting directly to the store manager. I had continued to learn and grow, and the company continued to invest in me and all of my abilities. I am currently enrolled in a leadership program within Walmart that recognizes top talent that is capable of performing 2 levels up. I definitely did not volunteer to be in this program, but I was recognized by executive leaders within my region because they believed in me and what I do for them in the future. Walmart does offer the tools and resources necessary to be successful in every area of this store. It is the associate's responsibility to utilize those tools and to grow. Now honestly, if you want to know the facts about Walmart, just take a visit to walmartfacts.com to see what Walmart is really about and what we are doing in our community and how they are making a positive impact on our customers and the employees' lives. I'm not going to fill up with a bunch of numbers, percentages, or other noise about Walmart. Just visit it. There you will find positive impact for us both here. I know a ton of other people have had bad experiences, but definitely I have not.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and hit the bell for notifications on future videos and become a stalker of the night. And I'll see you next time.